What? How are these onions that now? Oh my god, get out of here.
You're the browser.
Okay, perfect.
We are the Rousers. This is Rouser family.
Good job.
That's perfect.
Do it again.
Hi, my name is Sunday and I'm 5 years old. This is my daddy. This is my baby sister Brooklyn. This is mommy, and we are the Rousers.
My name is Jessica. This is my husband Josh. We met at work.
Yeah, we first met, we worked at an insurance company together. So I was obviously the hot shot insurance agent slash manager, and this was our newcomer. And a funny story is we probably didn't like each other too much,
No.
but we didn't know each other very well either. So we worked together for about
6 months.
6 months, right? So, and then Jessica left the company. And how long afterwards would you say that we?
A year?
Probably about a year.
A little more.
Yeah, probably about a year that we kind of rekindled maybe our relationship. But when we worked together, we really didn't even talk. So to say that we didn't like each other isn't really fair. We probably had one conversation that consisted of maybe 2 sentences the whole time we were there. But we hung around the same mutual friends. And so it's kind of why Jessica actually reached out to me first. So she asked me on a date.
I did. So I asked him out on a date first.
Facts.
That's the only thing I was gonna say
All
first.
right. She did. She asked me on a date first. Well, she originally asked me to come get my hair cut. And I
Right,
canceled
and
on
denied
her.
me.
I canceled on her. I made the appointment and I canceled. So I enticed her. So my plan actually worked in the end. So she asked me out on a brunch, said, hey, we have the same circle of friends. It only makes sense for us to get to know each other a little bit better, because we were probably the only 2 out of the circle of friends that really didn't hang out and didn't really know each other. So we started to go on brunches once a week, roughly, once every couple
Once
weeks.
every other week.
Yeah, once every couple weeks. We get caught up, see how things are going. Just, we didn't really think anything would really materialize into what it has, I guess.
I was just looking for attention from a hot guy.
So I don't know where I came in the next but no, we moved very fast.
Yeah, once it became official, he pretty much moved in right away. He was traveling for work for about a week at a time, and he'd be home for less than a week, and he'd spend all of his time at my house, so he basically just started living with me.
Yeah, I had a very stereotypical bachelor pad, I would say, that was probably like a mile away
Yeah.
anyways, so it really didn't make sense for me to even stay there. So yeah, I moved in very quickly, and things progressed very fast.
We were engaged within 6 months after we both said we never wanted to get married.
This again is facts. This is based on a true story, and these are real events.
Yes.
So yeah, we had a trip planned that we were going to Europe, and she had actually gotten me this as a Christmas present, like 2 months after we really started dating. So I mean, I figured,
Really a real man.
I figured, if she's gonna, get us a trip to Europe, that hey, this one might be a keeper. So our trip was in the spring, around March time, to go over to Europe. And the day before we left, I hadn't had a chance to talk with her father yet, and I'm very traditional in that aspect, where I really wanted to, get the green light and the traditional, blessing of the, future, hopefully, father-in-law. And we went to their favorite breakfast spot here in Eden Prairie at the, what was it called?
Original Pancake House.
Yes, the original Pancake House.
Far back left booth.
So I'm not from Minnesota originally, so don't knock me on that. But yeah, very far back booth. The day we were leaving for Chicago, where we flew out of to go to Europe, and she went to the bathroom, and I took my chance. So I slid over to her dad in the booth and explained myself. Said, I have completely fallen in love with your daughter, and I cannot see myself spending the rest of my life with anybody else. And before I could even really finish my my pitch, I guess, to her dad, yes was already coming out of his mouth. And so that gave me some pretty good confidence that a second yes would follow. So from there we
Which it did.
Yeah, barely. I mean, the engagement story is also one for the books.
Yes.
So from there we went to Chicago. We met up with my parents that drove down from Michigan to meet us down there, and that was St. Patrick's Day weekend, I think.
St. Patrick's Day?
I know, but yeah, I think it was on a weekend still. And we actually had originally taken our first trip together as a couple to Chicago. And so I felt fitting that would probably be the best spot to propose. And we went up to the Willis Tower when we originally went to Chicago, and I figured, hey, let's do it there too. I mean, what a cool setting. Overlooking the city and St. Patrick's Day to boot, and
that would have really made a great proposal picture.
Yeah, it would have, but that's not how it works.
No, there was a 2.5-hour wait when we got there, and we decided to go somewhere else. His mom never really went to Chicago, right?
No, they've flown out of Chicago many times, but yeah, they've never really
experienced Chicago.
Yeah, so I had to kind of pivot at that point. And we were going to do it in front of the Willis Tower. There was a big globe sculpture they had there that we actually had a picture in front of ourselves when we first went to Chicago. And well, it was under construction. So
the world was gone.
The world was gone. And so I was like, no, my world's falling apart. So this makes perfect sense. And so, kind of, whispering back and forth with my parents, who obviously knew what was going on. And kind of like a duck on the water, I was trying to stay as calm as I could on the outside, but kind of freaking out on the inside.
He was calm.
Not to mention, I got the ring the day before we left for Chicago from my friend Peter. So I mean, the stress level was already high at that point. But anyways, so we
went to the Bean.
Went to the Bean. So my mom's like, let's go to the Bean. And I was like, okay, we can. That's kind of stereotypical, but. At the end of the day,
very stereotypical.
At the end of the day, she says, yes, we're good. But, yes.
Within 5 minutes, some guy had proposed to his girlfriend.
Right in front of us.
Right in front of us.
Right in front of us.
So that was a no-go.
Yeah, I'm not going to take second place to some random guy proposing to his girlfriend. So, I don't even know if she said yes.
Right.
Anyways, we were out of there before we even saw the answer to that one. And, so I'm like, okay, I gotta really think about this. There's this Greek restaurant that we went to before, and I'm like, this is gonna be my only shot, my last chance here to do it at this Greek restaurant. So I snuck away and I made reservations to make sure. Like, okay, I gotta really make sure we get a seat, we got a place to go. Perfect, made the reservations. Well, if you've ever been to Chicago, Greek town is pretty big, and there's a lot of similar Greek restaurants. So when we got to the restaurant I made the reservation to,
it was the wrong one?
Quickly noticed it was not the right one. So again, duck on water. And so I went to the bathroom and called the right one, which was across the street, and kind of told them the situation. They got us in. They got us a nice table, and so we finished our appetizers at where we were at and walked across the street to the actual restaurant where we kind of started our journey as a couple, I guess. It's not over. Yeah, we're still not out of the water here. So we're at the restaurant. I have like a nice speech prepared and everything, and I'm hoping that she still has no idea at this point what's going on.
No.
And I tell my dad, hey, or I tell my mom,
yes,
sit next to me because she has the ring. Make sure you sit next to me. So she sits clear across the table from me. Perfect.
Big round table.
Big round table. Perfect. So I tell my dad, I'm like, okay, I gotta get the ring from you. We gotta exchange this somehow.
Yeah, it was like this
We
under
gotta
the
do some.
table.
We have to do some. Yes, that's exactly what it was, under the table. So kind of passing the baton if you're into track and sports and not dropping it. Well, that's what happened. So my dad goes to pass it to me, and the box drops in the ground and makes a big thud. And what do I say to cover it up?
Oh, drop my phone.
Drop my phone, which is clearly placed in front of me on the table.
Yes. I kind of was like, what does he mean he dropped his phone? Why did he say that like that? And I just kept looking at the menu because I was hungry.
Yeah, good thing. Good thing. That's why I made him wait at the other restaurant. So hopefully they had a big appetite. Anyways, got the ring. Started to get a little nervous, get a little sweaty. Knees weak.
Gave a speech.
Gave a speech.
Thanked his parents for coming all the way to see us off on our trip.
And it was, so, we come from a really big family, especially on my mom's side, and it was the anniversary of my grandfather's death that had happened 3 years prior. I believe it was 3-year anniversary. So I was very close with him. I'm the oldest grandchild. And so, that's just a big day in general for our entire family. My family is very heavily involved with Catholicism and the Catholic religion. And so St. Patrick's Day has a lot of different meanings. And again, it's a very big holiday and a very big day in general. And again, that's when my grandfather passed away. And so I felt fitting that there's a lot of meaning behind the day and we can only add to it. And prepared the speech and thanked my parents for coming down, and then kind of geared everything towards Jessica, kind of what she means to me, and told her that she's given me one of the best gifts in the world as far as taking me to Europe, and that if I could return the favor, give her a gift and spend the rest of our lives together. And she said
yes.
She said yes. So relief. Oh, such a relief. After that day, oh my goodness.
That would have been a really awkward trip to Europe if I would have said no.
Right. Yeah, that would have been really weird.
I can't believe you still asked after all of those hurdles too. The universe is showing you signs.
I'm very persistent.
Never gives up.
So I never give up. So keep going, keep pushing forward. So from there, we had a wonderful trip in Europe. We brought our daughter Sunday with us, who was 3 at the time.
Yeah.
Right? And she had a wonderful time, had a blast. And we talked obviously on the trip a lot about the future and kind of what we wanted to do as far as plans were concerned, and we knew we wanted to get out of the city and start a family right away. So we both wanted more kids, and so we wanted to really jump into that 100%.
We agreed on 4 kids, and then he wanted 5.
Yeah. Negotiation.
How about 4 more, he said.
Negotiation.
So we got pregnant with Brooklyn 2 months after. We got pregnant in May. So 2 months later, we got pregnant with Brooklyn on our very first try, the first month. And that was a great pregnancy.
Yeah, we had just moved into our house, which we're in now.
Yep.
That was a complete renovation. So
newly pregnant and renovating.
Not to mention, she runs her own business. I run my own business on the side with insurance, and then I just had started at this software company as an account executive. So kind of venturing into a new career for us and taking on this house project. And now she's pregnant. So our whole world got flipped completely upside down, and I don't think we have it any other way.
No.
So that's
we had a reno and a wedding to plan.
And a wedding to plan, yes. Mm-hmm. Right. And a wedding to plan. We had some time.
Yes.
We had some time for the wedding, so we kind of put that off a little bit for planning and got the house prepared and got everything moved in a couple months after we got back from Europe, and we've been working on it ever since.
Yeah, I do have to say, when he told me he wanted to start a family, I told him, okay, you have until the end of June, right? Is that what I said? The end of June to get me pregnant. Because I wanted to be fit for our wedding. And I was like, there's no way this is gonna happen. Like, people try for a year and don't get pregnant. So I removed my IUD, and within 2 weeks, we got pregnant.
Boom.
So I had 6 months or so, 7 months to get my body back in shape to fit into the wedding dress that I'd already bought. So yeah, that was good timing.
I mean, for people who know me, I play a lot of basketball, and so I got a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
So
slam dunk. Touchdown.
Or touchdown. No, basketball, yes, touchdown.
So after Brooklyn, we decided we wanted to wait just a little bit before growing our family, and we decided in August. Our wedding was in August, so we decided in September to start trying. And again, first month we started trying, we got pregnant. Right away. And unfortunately, that pregnancy ended very fast. So we experienced a miscarriage, and that didn't stop us. We were gonna try again. So next cycle came, and we got pregnant.
Very quick again.
Very quick. And we made it to 9 months, and 9 weeks. 9 months.
Yeah.
We made it to 9 weeks and found out that we had miscarried again. And that's when Stephanie had reached out to us asking if we wanted to be a part of this documentary. And I had to tell her, full disclosure, I'm going in for my DNC tomorrow. I hope you're still interested in us. And she had found my channel on YouTube and saw that I did post my birth of Brooklyn. And it was a very raw birth, and so she saw that I was newly pregnant again, and that's when she reached out. And she says that they're also looking for people who are trying to conceive so they can follow our journey from start to finish. So here we are, making our video.
Start to finish.
Start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, to kind of piggyback on that, the second miscarriage, this was, I think that one hit pretty hard. Especially because the first one was right around Thanksgiving time, and then so we had family here, and it was very supportive. And then getting pregnant right away was, I think another just a blessing to help us move along as far as like a coping mechanism, and for us and for her to progress physically into the first trimester, and for us going into our elective ultrasound, if you will. She had some intuitions that something really wasn't right. And as soon as we got into the ultrasound and kind of saw the monitor that there really wasn't anything there, it hurt. It was tough. And I know she had struggled, we had struggled after that, and just kind of questioning, which I'm sure a lot of couples do. Is it something I did? Is it something we did? Is it something we could have done to prevent this? And I think a lot of the reason why we want to do this is to kind of put it out there that that's out of your control. And I think a lot of times that gets missed, even when there's so much scientific proof behind that it really is a crapshoot sometimes. It's the luck of the draw. I mean, us being born is a complete miracle. When they say it's life's miracle, I mean that's true, 100%, because there's so many things that could go wrong, and the chances of miscarrying or the chances of not getting pregnant in the beginning are so high for so many people. And so we really just want to kind of be out there, and it's real, and it's raw, and it's not something that you need to hide your emotions from.
No.
As a woman, as a male, when Jessica kind of dove headfirst into her a new career, and now studying to be a certified doula, and running these Facebook groups and supporting these other women that are going through similar experiences, and being able to kind of share the experiences that we've had together, and how much it's helped us cope to be part of these groups, and to put it out there, and to just voice kind of the frustration, the struggles, and the trials and the tribulations that you go through, but also the triumphs that you have,
right,
as a family, and as a couple, and as individuals.
Mm-hmm. And it's not hard to cheer on the people that we support, and the people that we see, successful in their pregnancies and in their trying to conceive journeys. It really is still encouraging. So we actually started a Facebook group together, a co-ed trying to conceive group, because really there's no place for men in that community. And Josh really showed interest in what it takes to get pregnant. And, you know, men don't really know what it takes. They just, okay, it's go time. And either she gets pregnant or she doesn't. But there's so much more that goes into it.
Yeah, there really is. I mean, from a physical standpoint, what you're putting into your body, how you can prepare your body for, you know, a healthy baby house, if you will. And then, you know, what you can do from a psychological standpoint too. You know, your thoughts even contribute towards how your baby is developed. I mean, so there's so many different things and so many different elements that go into trying to conceive as a whole. If you are trying, it's not a one-way street. I mean, both partners have to be on the same page and have to support each other all the way through, because, you know, it could happen at 8 months, it could happen at 8 weeks. You never know. And so, but if you're there together supporting, I mean, that's a bond that's very tough to break. So we're just excited to, you know, be part of this journey and have an opportunity to kind of share our story, because we think it is a unique one, like everybody's story is.
Yes.
And, you know, when we see our household and see how we run our day to day, it's
chaos.
It is chaos.
And it's beautiful.
But it runs like a well-oiled machine. So that does not stop. And so, welcome.
This is our family.
We are the Rousers.